In this video, I'll be explaining the advanced settings in our settings menu. We're going to start on the home screen of bmobilenow. The last button there says settings. I'm going to hit that. And then down in these, we have these four boxes here. I'm going to hit the settings option, the settings box. So it brings up this list. You can see there are quite a few options here. I'm going to run through most of them pretty quickly. The first one's possibly the most vital on these settings. It's your company information. I just selected that. You can see I've put in some information for my example company here. Stuff like my address, my company name, phone number, and the email that it'll send to, if I choose to send an invoice to myself and to the customer, that's the email address that it uses to send that copy of the invoice to myself. Also a website, if you have one, and the default invoice subject in the email sent to yourself and the customer. You can choose a logo here as well. You can choose to, I'll select and unselect this box here. By default, it will CC you in that email of the invoice if you have that checked. So I'm going to back out of this and take you back to this advanced settings menu here. Sales tax, pretty straightforward. If you haven't synced with QuickBooks, and again, there's information on how to do so in another video, you can set your sales tax. Otherwise, QuickBooks sets it for you. But we haven't synced, so we have the option to do that here. I have it set at 6%. You can set it at whatever is applicable for yourself. I'm going to cancel out of that. Decimal places and quantity, also pretty straightforward. I have it set so when entering quantities, it uses 1 decimal place. Sales rep, this is what prints on an invoice. So whichever sales rep you have working to write up an invoice, or if it's yourself, enter in the name that you want to print on the invoice for sales rep. Default order type, also pretty straightforward. Whether the default, which is changeable in the order, is going to be set for invoice, sales order, or estimate. So that's basically just what it assumes that you want to do before you've changed those options in the order. And these next three are the last invoice number. So you can set the last invoice sales order number and the last estimate number. So for example, it brings up the option like that, so that it'll allow you to number your sales orders, invoices, estimates in a particular way. If I check this box on require signature, that means that it'll bring up our additional screen in the order writing process that requires that signature from the customer. I'm going to go ahead and leave it unchecked, but that option is there for you. If you don't select it, it won't bring up the signature screen. These next few involve devices and software that work with bmobilenow. The Easy Pair scanner, for example, it's not detecting one. We haven't set that up. Selecting a printer, we haven't used any printers with our software right here in this specific device, so no device is paired is what it says. We have none to choose from. If you want to use SquareUp to process credit cards, SquareUp is the software that we use to process credit cards in this system. You can check that box or uncheck it. Clearing all invoices will clear the invoices that you have stored on your device in bmobilenow. Obviously, if you select that, it'll give you a warning and ask you if you want to for sure. I'm going to cancel out of that. Changing the password. If you haven't set a password, you would know if you've set it or not. It'll prompt you for one when you open bmobilenow from your home screen. So we haven't set one, and I'm not going to choose to set one here. I'm going to go ahead and back out of this, but here is where you would set one if you want to, if you have sensitive data in your system. I'm going to back out of the password setting. The next one, import demo data, is in case you're not ready to, you've maybe just gotten the software, you want to import a sample set of data. We're actually using some of that data in this program right now. It'll just import a short list of customers and products to give you an idea of how the program works. So you can do that at any time. Initializing the database will clear the database. It'll clear all your customers, all invoices you've written. It'll clear all of your products. It's only something you'd want to use if you, for whatever reason, wanted to clear all of that and you were entirely sure of that. Otherwise, pressing that can lead to some undesired results if you're not wanting to get rid of all of that. But use that in case you need to basically clear our program and start fresh. So I'll back out of these settings. That should give you an idea of the sort of advanced settings from that menu that we have there. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call, and thanks for watching the video.